Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the VCT Game Changers Academy. Once again, I am Epitomes, also known as Tala, and I'm joined today by Dr. Delta. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about the next games we'll be seeing here in Group D, Dr. Delta?
So, for the next set of games, we will be on Bind, everyone's favorite map, but in particular, a favorite map of Gen.G Team Bumble. So, Gen.G Team Bumble will be playing against Sukuna for our next round, and I believe we're almost ready to start. So, I'm looking forward to this next round. If it's anything like the last one, we're all in for some quality Valorant.
Yeah, we do have Sukuna, this was their map pick actually, but I believe Gen.G does enjoy Bind, and they were able to pick defender side first. So if I know anything about Bind is that it's slightly defender sided, but I've been proven wrong, so I'm not going to say that with much confidence, but historically, defender sided.
Right. Yeah, things always change up because the comps are different and it kind of leverages what's going to happen during the map. And we have seen Gen G Team Bumble before. They're formerly known as Awa Awa, at least most of the players, and they have been cooking up a storm. So we saw them in Game Changers, and they made their way through the playoffs and did quite well. They were quite an aggressive team compared to some of the ones we've seen. And we also saw them in the Gen.G Proving Grounds tournament. So this team's just doing great work and trying to get those reps in and how many different competitions they've been in over the last few months.
Yeah, it's really good to see. It's really nice to see teams like this improve and see that they can take on bigger and stronger teams as they continue to play in these tournaments.
Exactly. And I believe also with the last game or the last series they competed in for Game Changers, Game Changers was one of the first major tournaments we saw with Astra. And we saw Tyrate do great work with the Astra. All of the plays we saw, it was the first time I saw Astra being played competitively. And between her and Kat, it's just amazing to see what the gravity well could do, where the stars need to be placed, how impactful a cosmic divide could be on particular maps. And so we're just in store now that Astra is becoming a lot more popular again, wanting to kind of trade out some of the former picks for Omen now for Astra because her utility is just great with not just having smokes but also having the ability to stop and delay pushes with the gravity well and the cosmic divide as well.
Yeah, Astra definitely requires a lot of team coordination, though. And seeing as these girls have been playing together for a little while, I'm really excited to see how they use that coordination to their advantage. They can get a lot of kills, like Astra on her own, obviously a very powerful agent, but in combination with other agents, for example, like the Gravity Well in combination with a Swarm Grenade or with a
Mm,
Raised Paint Shells, that could do a lot of damage. So it'll be really
exactly.
exciting.
Yeah. So this team on Vine, they typically play a Sova as well as two duelists. So typically a Raze and then a Cypher for their Sentinel. And with a Sova, you can see, like you said, kind of two agents doing a great synergy when you have both the Gravity Well and a Shock Dart. It just makes it so difficult to penetrate a site. It makes it difficult. You can use it for post plant positioning. You can use it for getting onto a site. So there's just so much usage in the synergy with Sova and other agents as well.
It's interesting that you mentioned the Cypher as their Sentinel pick for this map because I believe Bind is Cypher's best map, and I think that's a lot of people are in agreement with that. But coming out with Astra and mentioning how she was really useful with the Killjoy nade, and also seeing this new map Breeze and how it's so open and there's so many angles to watch, I believe that Cypher's pick rate might actually be going down, especially in pro play, since Killjoy is just so useful for watching so many angles. Do you have any opinions on that?
Yeah, for the new map, again, I haven't seen much gameplay. I'm hoping to catch some tonight once Game Changers Academies is done for today. And with the map, just the intense size of it and the different looks of how the sites are put together, I don't quite know how a sentinel how their role will change within the composition for that particular map. So we've seen sentinels, anchor down a site, but with a map so large, for example, with Killjoy, you have kind of the utility issue in terms of distance. Could that be a problem with larger maps? I don't know. So there's just a lot to be able to figure out with this new map.
Yeah, and speaking of maps, we are now on to Bind and going into Agent Select. We see Carly hovering the Yoru, which I really hope won't happen. And even with the buffs on Yoru, I still don't like Yoru, but that's just how I am.
That's
But
just you.
yeah, that's all of Sukuna has locked in already, and we do see the Cypher as our preferred Sentinel, and also as well as the Sova, like you said, double duelist, and still Omen for our controller pick.
Yeah, I know your aversion to Yoru, so fortunately they will be sparing you for today. But yes, Sukuna, they haven't played too much in any of the tournaments that I'm familiar with. So seeing how they play on this map will be quite new for me and be something that we'll all get to experience together.
Going into this first game, oh, that's so cute. They have matching frog thingies.
They do. The player cards are matching. I love when you don't have just synergy in terms of how the players play together, but they're united in how they want to present themselves in game. So that's always something cute and interesting to see.
Alrighty. So we got our opening round coming out, and seems like they've got some aversion towards the A site, so they are headed towards B right now. Seems like a full commit too.
Yeah, I wonder if Gen.G will be doing a bit of an aggression with that 4-stack on A, and Ray's already peeking out into B short.
Trigger discipline for that first shot didn't get baited by the jump peak, but already the rotations are coming out, and here's the teleporter play, and look at that gravity rel, got so much damage onto Ikarizara. So now they're running up long, and one of them has retreated into market, going for the teleporter play, already control of showers, and we still have the Cypher here as well as the tripwire, but it's been destroyed. Hannah trying to hold it down now, retreating back into U-Haul, and Nikki watching short for a flank, but Lily has taken out Bums. Nikki, the quick to trade though, and it's a 4v3 situation. Spike is still not down. The Owl Drone trying to clear out more of the site, and the dark cover cutting off some angles, but there is the gravity well once again, and it's going to pull them off the plant. If Teray is allowed to just keep doing this, they might never get a plant down. And two more picks for the side of Gen.G. So it's all left up to Nikki now, who is still in short and no Spike in her possession.
Yeah, we have the cam up. Gonna spot her out, but this is gonna be a difficult retake, and time's already ticking.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, only 10 seconds left. Oh, goes down for the satchel, and Hannah is quick to connect the headshot.
Even with that first round, we see the prime point of Bind, the teleporters. The teleporters came into action for both teams. We saw both Gen.G and Sukuna teleporting and causing a bit of change in terms of the positioning. Gen.G was able to get back onto the A site, but the utility just making it so difficult for Sukuna to enter the site.
Yeah, they've bought up here, so Gen.G does have a considerable advantage going into the next round, but Bums is going to flash into U-Haul, but Teray is able to avoid it, pushing up now, and as Bums goes for the hot hand, is pinged out, and Teray gets the pick. Carly finds 2 off the back of that, and Stephanie is able to find Nikki. Ikarizara is the only one to trade back, and Lily full blinding Ikarizara to go for the defuse.
Whew. So much aggression coming out from the side of Gen.G. And mind you, they're on the defense. Tyrion, I mean, her abilities to use Astra's abilities are just so impactful. They're not even even if they're able to get on the site, you still have to be careful of the gravity well, making things just so difficult, not just to get onto the site, but even to maintain post plant positions. So it's gonna be rough for Sukuna to be able to counter that Astra kit.
Yeah, but they do have the gun advantage going into this next round, so it's a crucial round for them to be able to win, especially with Gen.G on that bonus. Bums is going to be able to spot someone out, has to deal with a lot of utility. The raise nade with the gravity well is going to do quite a bit onto Bums. Stephaniezer is going to be able to get 1 pick into B long though, so that's an advantage for Gen.G now. Bums is expecting a flank.
Yeah, it looks like Gen.G, after all of that noise they made, opting to rethink things, hold back, and rethink where they're going to plant the spike. So they are leaning a bit towards the A site, but so Sukuna, going back towards the A site, able to get that pick off of Tyre, which is so impactful because her utility again is so oppressive, making things a little bit easier for them as they approach this A site.
Yeah, they're going to find a little bit more control. They at least have control of front site, and Bums has pushed into U-Haul, so she's got some control for herself as well. It's Lily against Bums in U-Haul, so it's Phoenix against Phoenix, and the rotations are coming out. Carly on the flank though, and is able to get strawberry tops, so it's an opening for them to head onto site, but Lily still has to deal with Bombs here, and she's not going to peek off that flash as of right now. But after all this running and gunning, Lily is going to find that pick, and it's all up to A-Chip now. But from behind, Carly's picked up a Vandal for herself and is going to get the defuse as well.
And defuse coming out on the side for Gen.G. 3rd round for this map for them. Gen.G just has this aggressive nature about them. It's not just this map, we've seen this in their other tournaments as well. And the aggression serves them well. It makes it so difficult for teams like Sukuna to have a push onto site. I mean, when you're coming up across not just the utility, but also when the players are already in your face as you're pushing up the site, it just makes things so difficult to attack.
Yeah, losing that round definitely wasn't good for Sukuna's economy either. So now they're back on the Sheriff save. They're still looking to commit towards this B site. Not a lot of defaults being played by Sukuna here. Stephaniezer is going to be able to get that first pick, and Lily with a double blind off the back of the paranoia. Oh, finding 2 headshots in quick succession, and it's all up to Ikarizara, but she is too taken down by Tyre, and that's a 4th round for Team Bumble.
Look at just another example of the aggression. They couldn't even get up B long before the round was over. Lily was just there holding down the fort, peeking into B long, getting all the picks they needed, and from there the round just started to tumble on for Sukuna. Sukuna, while they are able to buy up this round, they don't have their ultimates ready just yet. And look at this aggression again coming from Carly.
Oh, that's our Sentinel player as well, and the use of the gravity well. Such good coordination from Team Bumble. They're playing off of each other, and A-Chip does not have a way into short right now, especially with this crossfire being held by Teray and Carly. Strawberry Tops knows that Carly is there. want to peek it yet, but that's the pick after the swing. Nikki also getting some aggression up into hookah. Spike is still down in market, so they haven't committed to a site yet, but lots of picks coming out on the A site. Nikki turning away from that. Flash is to retreat, and Hannah takes her down. Stephanie also getting bums as well. Spike still down, and there are 50 seconds left on the clock. Not a lot of map control for Sukuna.
No map control for them whatsoever. Gen.G able to get those initial picks, and now they're just able to sit back and anchor the site, knowing that it's a 4v2, and both sites anchored fairly well. Again,
30 seconds
Astra
left.
Utility blocking any entrance into the A site, but also both entries are being covered at really great aims.
Scanning ahead.
So there's the gravity well again. I feel
remaining.
like she doesn't do anything except go for the gravity well, and Stephanie Iser from the side is going to get A-chip as well. Does she actually smoke, or is it just gravity wells?
Can you blame her? The gravity well is just a dominating force on any map. It just throws off any push that you can try to do. With A short being such a tight entryway onto the site, if you put a gravity well there, it makes, again, the push just that much more difficult. So putting it there, anchoring the site, you can get all the kills you need to stop and delay any attackers.
A-chip already revealed by the recon dart. I'm not sure if there's a lot they can do for this round. Oh, they do. No, that's not a smoke. That is a recall, and that Boom Buddy right through the teleporter does a bit of damage onto bombs, but she's going to be able to heal off the hot hands. Might do some to her shield though. There's the smoke that we were talking about before, and it's going to delay the push onto A short as well.
Wow. Already a pick coming off from Stephanie, and already one woman down. They are playing it quite slow. Not quite sure which site to pick first, but to be honest, either site looks quite dangerous at the moment.
Yeah, they do have 4 ultimates up, and they could really use that to their advantage, especially since they're 5 rounds in. But honest save might not be something we want to invest, especially as A-chip goes down. Teray finds 2 picks in short, and Rizara is able to get the dink, but it's not enough. If 145 from that long distance, and Rizara goes down to her clone. Teray also spots that strawberry tops and gets a headshot in 3rd round. 6-0.
Kirei with the 3K. My goodness. A dominating force on this team. It's a force to be, she's a force to be reckoned with for sure. And with that, the momentum that Gen.G has pushing for 6-0 in this map. Sukuna must be feeling pretty down right now, and things are going to have to change if they are to pick things up, because Gen.G's starting to run away with this map.
Yes, Delta, they've already guaranteed themselves a at least tied half, and unless they can win 6 rounds in a row, Sukuna are probably going to have a disadvantage going into this next half.
Yeah, Sukuna starting to lean toward the B side, but the spike's being held back, and we have such an aggressive push from Carly as well.
Their run it back has been extended, but the counter run it back also goes off. Neither of them can find a pick here, and Nikki through the smoke is going to get the paint shells. Bit of damage onto Teray, knocked down to 63 health. So she's got the Cosmic Divide up, and the cam has also been destroyed. So they have no idea what they might be walking into if they decide to aggress this site, and thinking better of it, they go through the teleporter. But they still have the anchor of Hannah on this A site, and Stephanie is quick to rotate to help her out, give her some backup. Carly is also already in tubes, and she
30 seconds
is
left.
looking to be more aggressive here as well. But the showstopper comes out, and that is something they just have to respect. They are running around, and they know where Carly is now. And also the Hunter's Fury is going to find a pick, though. Hannah is going to find two, and although Nikki can get a kill with her Showstopper, there's not much A-Chip can do with all the utility that's being thrown at her, and Lily takes her head right off for their 7th round.
We good. We good.
Wow. Again, so much aggression. We saw the Cosmic Divide coming out from T-Ray, and that made Sukuna just rethink their push into the B side. They were able to go through the teleporter, but Hannah has been doing such a great job anchoring her sights, and it allows Gen.G the freedom to be able to rotate quickly and necessary as needed. Wow.
Okay.
And look at that. They're already pushing up, and Gen.G with their aggression and able to find out that there's some people outside of B.
The Bums with those first 2 picks is going to make a big impact on this B site. Hannah is still alive, but the trips are in Hookah.
Destroyed.
And she's got to be able to hold this down, waiting for her teammates to come in for the rotation. But they are already pushing on right through the tube. She's going to be able to get some damage and also find a pick onto Bums, who's been a big impact fragger for this round. Ikarazara, however, is able to trade for her clone, and Carly, last player standing at 30 HP, needs to find a way back onto the site after Spike has been planted. 1v3 situation, and they haven't given up a round to Sukuna thus far, and I'm sure Carly does not want to break that streak.
No, probably the pressure of breaking the streak. 30 health, no less. And I mean, it's okay though. They are at such a high lead at this point, and they have a great economy, so no need to worry about saving this rifle.
Oh. Ikarazara, with that last pick, is able to bring them to their first round on the board, so Sukuna has made it 1-7 Delta.
Yes, finally 1 point for Sukuna. And those initial picks they were able to get off of B long were the signal and the motivation they needed to be able to push onto the B site and finally get the spike down. And yeah, a good round coming from Sukuna. Hopefully they'll be able to continue that, able to get the picks they need and get the essential members so that Gen.G isn't able to have this aggression that they have been having.
This is probably going to help them with starting up their momentum again as well. Nikki is trying to suss out where this cam is. She hears it going off, but doesn't quite know where it's coming from. They're already pushed into Hookah now.
Yeah, already at the B site, and they will have 3 members of Gen.G to come across. And oh, in the flank, Carly's just been doing great work with the flank and getting a hit. Now it's 4v4.
Carly keeps doing this play where she pushes out of A short, and if she sees no one there, then they know they can rotate. And Lily is able to take one down in the smoke. Hannah finding another. Lily finding A-Chip as well. Now it's all up to Nikki in a 1v3 situation. It is doable, but with all this utility that they have left over, and Spike also down in Garden, she's going to have a long ways to go. It's 34 seconds on the clock. And
30 seconds left.
Shells going into Hookah. They're going to be able to miss her, so they don't know she's still here. But Carly is quick to flick to her head, and she is done for.
Ooh, another person that's a force to be reckoned with. Carly, just they have to be mindful of the flanks. Sukuna is just allowing the flanks to happen, allowing Carly to make those impactful kills, and making it difficult for Sukuna to continue their push with a woman down. This time,
about
with
this team is that they just have such good coordination, Delta.
exactly, the coordination coming from Gen.G is beautiful.
This time, Sukuna isn't going to get faked out by that Gravity Well and Showstopper once again. So they are learning, and Bums once again has to run it back up. Gets a little bit flash herself, and she's not able to find a pick off of it. But Carly gets a lot of damage onto herself, and there's no way for her to heal. there's also a lot of attacker presence in garden here, and Stephanie is going to try to clear it out with her drone. Tags Nikki, or does not tag Nikki, unfortunately, and Nikki does not even try to shoot the owl drone down.
Yeah, but with that drone, we're able to force the rotate of Hannah, so making the B site just a little bit easier to come across, but with the face of Carly, like, just difficult feat. And again, a
Stephanie is
star
also able to get Nikki. The star going down, you're right, in A short. That's going to delay them as soon as they try to push through. Dark cover's going out, though.
30 seconds left.
H is literally 1 HP. All she has to do is get breathed on, and she is dead. However, oh my god, Carly with the great spray transfer off to Ikarizara and Tere to clean up. That's 9-1 for a flawless round.
Ooh, Carly and Tere, that duo, they've just been so impactful for this map. You can see that the amount of pressure that they've been applying for Sukuna, it just makes it that much difficult to move. Not only are they anchoring their sights well, but they're using their abilities to apply so much pressure, making it difficult for Sukuna to continue their move.
Standing ahead.
It's kind of pushed back on a pistol buy, making this push onto the B site that much more difficult.
I think these girls are really big fans of playing it slow, but maybe they just need some more aggression to counter what Gen.G is throwing at them. Lily already able to find one onto her clone bombs, and the Hot Hands is going to try to section out A-Chip and do a lot of damage to her. She's able to TP out, but she is once again knocked very low for this round, and Lily is going to find another pick onto Strawberry Top as well. Tere aggressing down long, along with the help of Lily. Hannah is also able to find Nikki, so it's all up to Ikarizara. With only a classic in hand, Lily wraps from the side and gets that last pick as well.
Last round before the switch.
You said that Sukuna, for this attacking half, they would have to be a bit more aggressive, but that's so difficult with this comp that Gen.G has formed. You have the stars causing the delay onto the site. You have the Rays with the boombot pushing out into Hookah, for example. And you have Lily, her fragging power, and the Molly available. It just makes things so hard to even try to be aggressive.
Yeah, speaking of it, Astra is really the only difference on their team comps as well, and everything after that is really just a matter of who gets outgunned. Stephanizer is going to push out and be able to find a pick. Carly and T-Ray also finding their picks. There's the gravity well, though, so Nikki is going to find Hannah, but A-Chip is once again left on her lonesome. She knows that there's someone pushing her and is able to find one, but Carly, right behind her, got her teammates back. And 11-1.
Switching sides.
And we are at the half. And what half we just experienced. You all can definitely see the aggression that we were talking about earlier on the part of Gen.G. It's a team that they're not afraid, even on the defense, to go on the attack, to have flanks, to be able to use their utility in a way that's synergistic and with such great coordination coming out from this team. Sukuna, it's been a tough half for them, but it's a new half, and hopefully they will be able to regroup and with this new start, hopefully win the pistol round, because that's the momentum they need to try to stay in this map.
They are just not sure what to do right now. They do have a lurk, Hannah, in showers, and they're trying to hold it down. Already a rotation coming out to come back onto this A B site. and help out any defenders, but the paranoia is going to connect from elbow, as well as the hot hands. A-Chip, however, right through the smoke with the help of the tripwire is going to take one down. Strawberry Tops and Ikarizara is going to find one as well. Tyray going down, so that's their smokes. It's a 1v4, 3v2 situation as Hannah finds Ikarizara as well, but Nikki from Teleporter satchels right into Hookah, and it's all up to Stephanie now. Doc Dark goes out to find some damage, but Bums connects her shots and finds them a second round. Sukuna on the board again.
Okay, let's go. We're able to get a pistol round down. Now we have to just continue this momentum, trying to win the next point. We saw a great job of Zakar being the anchor for that site, making it difficult for Gen.G to approach. And so hopefully continuing to be a good anchor for these sites to make it that much more difficult for Gen.G to be the aggressive team that they are.
Some aggression coming out from Sukuna, which is what we like to see, especially with this gun difference. They know they can win these gunfights, but there was not enough presence in short, and they've already pushed up. Tyray finding a pick onto Nikki. Strawberry Tops, however, is able to trade back 3v3 situations with Spike down. Strawberry Tops going to face off with Tyray once again. Oh, takes out her gun just a little late, but still able to connect the headshot. Stephanizer's Owl Drone trying to spot someone out here in showers. And Ikarizara is going for the push. Just like that, they've cleaned up the last 2 kills, and they're going to get the defuse once again.
Alright, okay. So even though we kind of expected Gen.G to be at a disadvantage because they didn't choose to buy up for that last round, that's just great momentum we see coming out from Sukuna. And we saw that they were making pressure in A showers. And with that pressure, that was just the amount of pressure they needed for Gen.G to... Well, they were able to get onto site, but they had enough control of the site to be able to get the picks that they needed. So for this round...
Like, yeah, they have the buy up, don't they, Delta?
They do. So... Gen.G will be bought up while Sukuna opting to have a bit of a bonus round. For this round, though, things are a bit slower than we've seen before, but we already have a view. Hannah already seeing that showers is being contended.
Yeah, this might be a rough round for Sukuna, because if they lose this, then Gen.G gets match point, and they are on a save at a gun disadvantage. But they do have the momentum off the last 2 rounds. That tripwire has been destroyed, and Ikarizara goes down. There's the run it back being popped on Lily now, and she is pushing into elbow. A-Chip has to retreat, and Carly with those blast packs trying to get some damage. However, the run it back is taken down by A-Chip now, and they are just watching. However, Sukuna has been corralled into CT spawn now.
Yeah, this is a 5v4 retake, and Gen.G again fighting hard to make this quite an easy retake for sure.
Nikki, now with the Bulldog, is going to try to find a pick, but they just did not have enough map control there, and Stephanie finds her 3rd and final pick for match point.
Oh wow, we are already at match point. We saw in the last round Hannah causing just enough pressure outside of showers. We saw her looking in the cam, and that made the defense of Sukuna spread out just a bit.
That goes there.
That indeed causing the rotates onto the B site once they decided to plant just come out just a little slow, and they were able to get the 1v1s they needed.
Ooh, Bums, that's a quick pick onto Carly and a big impact fragger. Lily is still in play though, and she could be a great impact here, especially after getting pinged out. Bums is going to find a little bit of damage off through that wall bang. There's the Hunter's Fury also coming out from Strawberry Tops. She's holding it just for a second, trying to find a tag onto anyone. Lily, a little bit of damage there, but not a lot. Tyree also placing those stars onto site to try to get them some ground. She's gonna be able to find a pick onto Bums on the A site though. On the flank, Lily also flashing out to see if there's any more frags to be had. Nikki still holding it down and is able to find the pick onto Lily. It's match point here, and Nikki so close to finding one onto Tyree. She's down to 14 HP, but cannot finish off the kill. Front sight is corralled off, so they can get a plant down here.
Scanning ahead.
But it's 3v3 on the retake with Tyree so low. Stephanie is also going to get picked off from CT. Can't find a pick there. So Hannah is taking control of U-Haul, but there's no one left to contend. They're just going through site. All they need to do is get control of this U-Haul area, and they might be able to find this round and the defuse. But Hannah peeks out at just the right time and is able to get a chip, evening out to 2v2. But Ikarizara will not let that happen. 1v2 now. Tyree only 14 HP. That gravity well is going to make them a little bit more vulnerable and pull them off the plant. But Ikarizara only gets dinked through the wall, so Tyree goes down.
Okay, Sukuna trying to stay in this map. Doing a great job of giving Gen.G a run for their money. They've been a lot more coordinated on the defense, and with this coordination, making it difficult for Gen.G to push forward with their attack. And so I'm loving this new half from Sukuna. Although, with that being said, Sukuna having a bit of a frazzled buy for this potentially last half, and they're going to need it to be able to stay in this map.
Yeah, unfortunate that they lost so many players in that last round because their economy really couldn't take that sort of hit. Bones with the run it back. Aggressing. Doesn't find anyone though. Doesn't even activate the tripwire when going down into market. Waited just a little bit too long. Tyree has the spike in hand and she's looking towards short, but isn't going to get any contact. All of Sukuna's players are playing a bit more passive, Delta.
Yeah, playing a bit more passive. She was able to get a decent amount of information though from that run it back, and that prompted them to essentially remain at their defaults, where though Gen.G will be coming out, and we do have the Cosmic Divide already coming out, making it that much more difficult for Sukuna to defend this site.
So there's Tyree's Cosmic Divide, and Ikarizara goes down to the paint shells. So they're going to get a good plant. There's not a lot that can go through this. On the flank, Nikki gets taken down by Stephanie, and unfortunately, Bums is also going to go down to Carly as she's looking to take down this planter. Tyree is gotten the spike down, and it's a 5v2 situation. Stephanie also has the Hunter's Fury and might be able to set up for a post plant here, but Strawberry Tops denies. Stephanie goes down. The paint shells are going into elbow once again, but Strawberry Tops is just avoided, but cannot avoid the concuss. The time is ticking down, and it is so low. 4v2 situation. A chip pushing on to site, but Lily and Hannah, the quick last two picks for a 13-4. Gen.G Team Bumble coming out on top.
Ooh, what a map we just witnessed. Gen.G, the aggressive power of this team, the aggressive comp of this team, and on their favorite map by no less. This was going to be a rough round for Sukuna because Gen.G, they're just on point. They were on fleek for this whole map. So much power, so much fragging power coming from all of the members. Their coordination, just impressive. And again, as we mentioned the whole time, Tyree on the Astra, just oppressive for not just the defense, but the defense and the offense. Just an impressive work from this team. This group is going to be tough to deal with Gen.G in it.
Yeah, I expect that Gen.G's Team Bumble is going to stay on top of this group. Kunai put up a good fight, and they might be able to put up more good fights in this group and maybe even come out on top in that top two. But Gen.G for sure, I think it's a shoe-in for playoffs. And with that, we will be going towards a quick break before we come in with our third and final game of the day. Thank you for watching. I am Epitomes, also known as Tala, joined by Dr. Delta, and we will see you soon.